Well, good evening and welcome to another episode or installment of Pastor on the Porch. Tonight we are anticipating a little bit more rain coming through. Another system, another line of storms is coming through here in Randleman. We just had a series of rain showers with some lightning and thunder, and there's another line of those showers and thunderstorms getting ready to come through here again. But in this calm, we have a time of anticipation. And that's the word that keeps coming up as I think of we up more than we worry about what is happening in our now. As humans, we are the only one of God's creation that thinks about the future, that knows and worries about the future. Think about it. Your dog or your cat doesn't worry about what is going to happen tomorrow. They know that they will be taken care of. They know water will be given to them. They know they will have a food source at some point throughout the day. They don't worry about that. In the cases of dogs and cats, all they worry about is finding a good place to sleep and a good pillow to rest their heads on. But we as humans are always in anticipation. And really what got this started in my mind today was the fact that today is the first day of fall. The first official day of the fall season. And as you scroll through on social media, everybody's asking, does this mean we can put up Halloween decorations? Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts have been selling pumpkin spice lattes for a month already. The anticipation of the months to come, the future, is everywhere in our society. It's everywhere that we go. It's everywhere that we are. It's everything that we do. There's always that hint of anticipation. What are we going to eat for dinner tonight? That's a question around my house that comes up daily, if not multiple times a day. When is dinner? Dogs don't care when they get fed as long as they get fed. Do they maybe wonder where their food is if they're on a schedule? Yes. But as long as they get fed, they aren't asking when the next meal will come. Humans, on the other hand, are always anticipating what is next in their lives. What is the next goal in their career? What is the next car that they will get? What is the next whatever in their lives. For me, oftentimes, it's what is the next book that I will buy. But in each and every one of those things, we are looking to the future. We are looking not at what is right in front of us, but instead we are so worried and worked up about what might or may or could happen tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, that we forget. We forget to enjoy the beauty of what is in front of us. We forget to enjoy the beauty of creation. As I said, this rain has been coming down off and on all day. And one of the things that I love to do when it's raining is just go and stand in the sanctuary at Mount Lebanon, particularly while it's raining. Because the rain, in combination with the metal roof and in combination with the acoustics in that sanctuary, produces a sound that is so relaxing. A sound that can't be duplicated by synthesizers or by computers or in any other way. than to actually hear the raindrops individually falling on that metal roof. And that sound echoing throughout the sanctuary. It's a beautiful sound. It's a relaxing sound. It's a sound that God gives us to enjoy. And yet, so much of the time, we're in such anticipation to avoid getting wet, to avoid the rain that may be coming, that we hurry through our time so that we are not caught in that rain. Because we've got so much else to do in our lives. Because that won't wait until tomorrow, or can't wait for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes to just take that moment and enjoy what is happening in your life. Each of us, as followers of Christ, is asked to have inner peace with ourselves. We talked about that last Sunday. And each of us, I challenged to look for that inner peace, to find a time for that inner peace. Just even if it's for a moment, even if it's a moment like I was describing, where you're just listening to God's music, the music of the Lord, music made by the creation of God. You'd be surprised at how much peace you can find in that simple thing. And it doesn't have to be in a sanctuary. It doesn't have to be anywhere in particular. Heck, go out on your porch and listen to the raindrops fall. Go out and hear the birds chirping, the frogs croaking, whatever it may be. The music that God makes is so powerful. But instead, we, as a society, have decided that we have to worry more about what's going to happen next. We're anticipating, predicting, trying to figure out what happens in our life if we were to just stop and let our lives take place. That wouldn't be the human side of things, but it would be the side that God has in store for each of us. A lot of this comes from our devotion today from Jesus Calling. And for today, it's Trust Me and Refuse to Worry is the title. What it says is, trust me and refuse to worry, for I am your strength and song. You are feeling wobbly this morning, looking at difficult times looming ahead, measuring them against your own strength. However, they are not today's tasks or even tomorrow's. So leave them in the future and come home to the present, where you will find me waiting for you, since I am your strength. I can empower you to handle each task as it comes, because I am your song. I can give you joy as you work alongside me. Keep bringing your mind back to the present moment. Among all my creatures, only humans can anticipate future events. This ability is a blessing, but it also becomes a curse when it is misused. If you use your magnificent mind to worry about tomorrow, you cloak yourself in dark unbelief. However, when the hope of heavens fills your thoughts, the light of my presence envelops you. Though heaven is future, it is also present tense. As you walk in the light with me, you have one foot on the earth and 1 foot in heaven. Those words speak volumes in this time in which we daily are confronted, I would say, with our morbidity. Morbidity? All right. The chance of death. Stop trying to use fancy words. The chance of death. We have lived through nearly 2 years of worrying and wondering and anticipating death. We've lived life behind masks, anticipating, worrying, wondering what the next step will be, what the next thing in the CDC or the state or the church guidelines will be. When we thought we were coming out of this time, we thought we were getting back to normal, or what we believed was normal, the new normal. That got turned upside down with this new variant. A variant that is more deadly and also more contagious than the first go round. And yet I worry, my friends. And yet I worry. When we as individuals, when we as Christians go out into this world, when we as Wesleyans go out into this world, we are charged to do no harm. We are charged to love our neighbor. We are charged to live a life that Christ would live. And yet, as a society, we're not loving our neighbor. We're instead putting our neighbors at risk and at harm. We're not looking out for others. We're not loving others. We're not taking simple steps that could protect our children. Simple steps that could protect those that may not be able to be covered in the shield of a vaccination. And though the vaccination is not all, it's not in everything. It doesn't do, it's not 100%. That's the word I'm looking for. Friends, it has saved lives. I know it has. I've been witness to it. But as we go out and we seem to be living these normal or back to normal lives, while at the same time numbers and cases and deaths are on the rise, it's hard for me to anticipate what tomorrow is going to bring. But what I do worry about, or do is worry about the future. Worry about the future for the members of our congregations, for the members of our community. I worry for the health and well-being of each and every one in this world right now. I worry about how many more memorial services there will have to be. I worry about when folks will start to get the message, or finish getting the message, maybe better. Each of us as individuals has to make our own decisions, has to make our own choices, has to make educated decisions based on where and what we believe. In each of those decisions, I empower you to do as Jesus would do. Love like Jesus loved. Care about each and every individual like Jesus did. So we don't have to worry whether being with a friend will bring COVID home to our house. Whether we have to worry that if we get exposed, what does that mean for the people around us? Because we as humans can anticipate and can worry and can have all of these thoughts, we also can have some of the solutions. We know the solutions. I'm not going to sit here and go over them all. We know what they are. Science has told us what they are. Science has given us the ability to understand how this virus works over this last 2 years. But what we can anticipate is if this virus is eradicated, then we can truly get back to living a life like we had before. If this virus gets eradicated and taken down and no longer in the United States, we'll be free to travel wherever we want to go. If this virus gets eradicated, we will be able to be a mobile society like we once were. But until then, that's not going to happen. Until then, all we can do is sit and wonder. Wonder what the next shoe is that's going to drop. Wonder where we will be, or who we will be in contact with that will test positive. And then put us in isolation for weeks, days or weeks. Friends, let's do the loving, caring, non-harm thing today and protect each other, love each other, and show each other how much we love them by giving them the knowledge to know that we are doing what we can to protect them no matter what. So bring your mind back to the present. Keep your mind in the present. And know that in the present, we can hear and see what God has in store for us. But if we're only worried about what is to come, and we'll never know what we missed. If all we worry about, if all our mind is set on is the future and not what is present in our lives, then we'll miss the birds flying by. We'll miss the crickets and the frogs croaking by the river. We'll miss seeing the deer run across the yard. But when we are seeing all that, are hearing all that, are feeling all of that internally, it is then when we profess the hope that is promised by God, the hope that is of God, that is found within our souls. So I'm running out of light, and I forgot to flip my light on, so I'll wrap things up tonight. So, friends, as we exit today, as we go about our individual deeds and moments of the evening, remember to live in the present. Remember to think more about the present than the future. And have your eyes centered on what's in front of you. Because when your eyes are always looking past what is in front of you, you'll miss so much. You'll miss so much creation. And you'll miss so much that has been given to you. So go in peace this evening. I guess I need a little light under here. Let's see if I can do this. Hey. Now I just look like a bad ghost story. So go in peace this evening, knowing that God is here in the present. God will be here in the future. But it's the present which God wants you to be involved in. Because God wants you to hear, feel, and love what He has in store for you each and every day. And if all you're worried about is tomorrow, you'll miss what happened today. I love you all, and we'll see you Sunday morning at 10:55. Blessings.